Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Many of us are waking up to the fantastic news that came out of the White House last night. President Biden revoked Proclamation 10014, 114, 10,014, whatever you want to call it, it is gone. It was the immigration ban that was in place for the majority of last year and continued until March 31st of this year. It has effectively been revoked. So we're going to talk about what that means for you in this video. What are the implications? What to expect next? So make sure you stick around. Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed, click that red subscribe button and join the D'Angelo family. Also turn on your post notifications so you can be notified each and every time I have a new update for you, a good update just like this one. Also go ahead and give this video a thumbs up right now for this fantastic news. As many of you know, for the majority of last year, a number of proclamations were issued. Immigration bans, COVID-related bans were put into place by the previous administration, and effectively those proclamations had put immigration into the United States to a halt, right? So there were so many people, DV lottery winners, employment-based preference category winners, family-based preference categories winners, people seeking to join their relatives in the United States were essentially stopped from being able to immigrate to the United States and come in during the majority of last year and the beginning of this year. I would like to read to you some of the language that was included in the proclamation last night. And basically it says that the previous proclamation does not advance the interest of the United States. To the contrary, it harms the United States, including by preventing certain family members of U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents from joining their families here. It also harms industries in the United States that utilize talent from around the world, and it harms individuals who were selected to receive the opportunity to apply for and those who have likewise received immigrant visas through the fiscal year 2020 diversity visa lottery. Okay, so this revocation is now allowing employment-based winners, family-based winners, and diversity visa lottery winners to immigrate to the United States. They're no longer prohibited from entering at this point. Of course, remember, the COVID travel ban is still in place, so if you are coming from one of those countries, you are going to have to find a third country to quarantine for 14 days before you can come in. So I want to point out that the announcement last night, the proclamation that President Biden signed into law revoking one of the previous proclamations, does just that. It revokes one of the proclamations. So let's talk about that. Which proclamation does it revoke? Specifically 10014, which bans immigration into the United States, specifically those moving here as permanent residents. Okay, so family-based preference categories, spouses and children of lawful permanent residents, the F categories that you see on the visa bulletin, those different preference categories. Also, parents of U.S. citizens. So the majority of the family-based categories were prohibited from entering pursuant to that proclamation, as well as the majority of employment-based preference categories as well, except EB5. Okay, EB5 was the only one that was an exception to that proclamation, but EB1, EB2, EB3, and EB4 were all stopped as well. That immigration ban that prevented those individuals from coming here with green cards, those that won immigration petitions under a number of categories, were not able to come into the United States. That has been lifted. Now, keep in mind, there are other immigration bans, COVID travel bans that are still in place, namely Proclamation 10052, which was a ban against non-immigrants, okay? Temporary work visas, H1s, L1s, the majority of J1s. That remains in place. So those individuals that were seeking to come here with a new H visa, L visa, J visa, etc., that is still in place. So we are hopeful that President Biden will revoke that proclamation soon to effectively lift the immigration bans that were put into place by the previous administration. But as of right now, he's only done the immigration ban that stopped people coming here as permanent residents, coming under the employment-based preference categories and family-based preference categories. We are going to keep an eye out for a revocation of the proclamation that is still in effect for the non-immigrant work visa categories. Additionally, COVID travel ban is still in place. The COVID travel ban that President Biden had extended for people traveling from Brazil, people traveling from the Schengen area, people traveling from South Africa. So just because this proclamation was revoked, the 10014 was revoked, doesn't mean that if you are coming from those countries that now you can come in. You are still subject to the COVID travel ban and need to quarantine in a third country for 14 days prior to your arrival. I do want to mention the previous proclamation that has just been revoked. Some countries were using it as a reason not to schedule K-1 visa interviews. Now, even though K-1 visas were not included under the immigration ban, some embassies were reading the language to include K-1 visas anyways, and we're not scheduling those visas. So now contact those embassies, remind them that that proclamation has been revoked and they should continue to schedule your K-1 visas. Also, this proclamation doesn't necessarily trigger all the embassies to open and start scheduling these appointments. The embassies in each country will open based on the situation in that country, right? A lot of embassies are open and scheduling interviews and taking visa applications. So some of them were waiting for this proclamation to be done. However, others are still closed due to the COVID situation in their respective country. So once again, you have to check with the embassy in your home country to see if you can schedule your interview, if they're accepting those applications. So the previous immigration ban is no longer an obstacle for you anymore. That's out of the way. Now, just have to make sure that the embassies are open and accepting applications to start scheduling the appointments. This is one step in the right direction. We hope to see an additional revocation of the non-immigrant ban coming soon, or he might just wait it out till the end of the month, the end of March. I'm hopeful that he will lift that very soon as well. To stay up to date with all of this news, make sure you are subscribed, turn your post notifications on. That way you can be notified the next time I have an update for you. Also, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up for this amazing news. We're taking steps in the right direction to restore our immigration system and slowly but surely undo the damage that was done previously. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.